Yeah, looking at this card, it is definitely letting me know that there is a sending off a farewell to someone. Now, not all farewells are horrible. They're not, right? But I mean, the energy of this is saying that there is definitely going to be someone leaving your life. The only reason why I say someone is just because of the person in the picture. I mean, technically, it can actually be a situation, whatever that situation was. It could be, like I said, it could be a great farewell. Like, thank God that you're no longer, this is no longer happening to me, right? Thank God that I don't have this issue anymore. But if you pay attention to this picture, there's one thing that I'm noticing about her. For some of you, there is a farewell and it is a bittersweet situation. I do believe that some of you guys are going, someone who's leaving, they have their mind made up. You could totally tell that the soldier has his mind made up and he's like, I'm headed east. And she's holding on to him and she's just like, God, please, no, don't leave, don't leave. Now, emotionally, you guys could be in that energy where you're like, I don't want you to go. For some of you, this could be your kids that's finally old enough to leave the house, right? You want them to go, it's bittersweet, but at the same time, you know what that means. Again, going back to what I'm saying, there is going to be someone who's going to leave your life. I don't talk about death, right? But in some ways, it could be someone who's actually leaving your life in that way as well. So I do see that there is someone who will not be around the way that they used to. And again, hopefully it is a stubborn situation that you guys have been dealing with that will go, okay? You're not pulling on to them. This is most likely the problem trying to hold on to you, okay? But I definitely see that there's going to be some farewell energy. But at the bottom of the deck, I think it's going to end up being a good thing to some degree because you guys had the Three of Cups, which is celebratory energy. It talks about being happy and celebrating, enjoying yourself because now you're more free to do what you want. You have the opportunity to do what you want to do. That is the nature of this situation, regardless of the way that you look at it. That is what it's saying, right? Now, I'm going to go ahead and look at this card for what it really is. It's the Two of Swords. Outside of it being something like a goodbye, you guys are going to have to make a decision about something here. And it could be about a friend. Some of you guys are going to have to decide if you should keep this person in your life or not. And this also is letting me know that some of you guys are going to have to make a decision if you should still talk to a sibling, or if you should reach out to a sibling. Maybe there's something major that has happened in the family or something that will, and you guys are going to be like, okay, should I call them? Should I not call them? It's that type of stuff. But I definitely see that some of you guys, as far as family-wise, there's going to be someone that you're going to have to call or make the call about something maybe serious here. And I feel like it's like you calling a sibling. Decisions come in many forms, so I'm going to go ahead and pull. I want to see what comes out after that Two of Swords. Let's get this for Sagittarius. You guys always get these suspenseful readings. Oh, wow. You guys really, really did get some cards here. Wow. I only asked for one. Next card that's coming out here is the Four of Cups. Let's talk about those who are in committed relationships. And I know majority of you, this is not going to hit you like that because most of you guys are single. But it is also something that you are going to have to take note in the future about any kind of dealings with people. Here, you notice that next card, the two people are facing in the opposite direction. The first card literally said that there was a farewell, right? That's not what the card says. It's just I looked at the picture. That was the first thing that I saw. You are not getting along with someone. It's just very obvious here. This could be a group of people. This could be people at your job. This could be people in your family. This could be a lover, right? It is basically saying maybe where there used to be some type of love and care and concern, now there's bitterness and resentment of some sort. The Four of Cups, some of you guys are feeling a little let down here by someone that you love. Let's say if it's a romantic situation, the only reason why I'm saying that is because the Emperor is coming out here, and it could be someone that you were married to or someone that you wanted to get married to. Um, I don't see that this is a good energy right now. Now, hopefully it'll change, but at this moment, I just don't see it because again, we're talking about that farewell, so saying goodbye to someone who may have been trying to be controlling. That's a good thing, right? Maybe it's like if you were working at a job and you're like, okay, I have to get up out of here because they're trying to control everything that I do. They're controlling, what time I take my breaks, even though we can take our breaks at any time after 12, right? There's an employee who's trying to control everything that happens in the office. This person is trying to have some type of control over me. And this is just what I'm saying with the Emperor. And that could be the reason why you're like, okay, I'm out of here. The same thing actually happens if it is a romantic relationship. Absolutely. Okay, well, this person is trying to control everything. That includes how you feel about them. That includes about what kind of energy that they're going to dispense to you. They're not going to tell you that they love you. And if they do, they're going to only tell you when they want something. Either way, you are in the Four of Cups energy. This is not satisfying you, none whatsoever. You could really feel rejected. Like the old saying here with the tarot, the way that people would normally read it is just like feeling rejected by somebody. And it could have started when you were a child. I mean, truthfully, the Emperor is the daddy. It could have started when you were a child. You had daddy issues. Your father wasn't very loving, very affectionate. Your father didn't take care of you, maybe abandon you in some type of way. And then you get in relationships that's the exact same way. And all of a sudden you're like, why is my life this way? It's just because you've been picking your dad. I do see that you guys are just feeling rejected. And that could happen if you have your own business. You're trying to figure out why, especially with the Emperor card there. It's like, you are in control of a lot of different things, but you can't be in control of this. It's something that you're not in control of. You could be making a lot of money, but at the same time, there are a lot of people who are against you because you are making a lot of money. There is something out of your control here with that Emperor card standing next to that Four of Cups. Now, the future looks bright. That part I can say. You see how the sun is coming up between the two little statues? I forgot what this is called. I think it's like a hedge or something, a hedge or something like that, where the sun comes up between the horizon. There could be an Aries or a Taurus that's playing a role in your reading here. You got Aries and Taurus. Something is going to... someone is going to rise up here. This is morning time. Definitely some type of Aries or Taurus, or some of you, someone who has power that can help you in some type of way. This is good. This is a sunrise. This is not a sunset, though. This is a sunrise. So this is letting you know that after a period of darkness, there's about to be light that's about to happen. And then what if you're looking at Aries? Aries is the head. Aries deals with the mind. It deals with, again, power, right? And your fight and your drive. And so the sunrise is coming up and saying you fought a good fight and you were able to come up out of this. And then Taurus is the reward because it's the second house. So when I say that your future looks bright, that is absolutely correct. Okay. Even with love. If it was money, I always use this card. I think this is really funny because I always use this card as people avoiding the bill collectors. And it happened one day when I was on live too. Like I never looked at that card that way. And we were talking about money and I looked at the card and I was like, oh, he's avoiding somebody. And I was like, oh, it's just like you're avoiding some type of collectors or something like that. And that could be true. That could very well be true because part of this does make it feel like some of you guys, like I said before, with that whole sunrise, some of you guys may have been in very concerning financial trouble. Very concerning. You were dodging people, dodging the bankers, dodging someone. You could be dodging someone, somebody owe you money. I mean, well, yeah, somebody could have owed you money. They didn't give you money. They didn't give you your money, right? I don't think that was an accident that I said that. Somebody probably do owe you some money and they're avoiding you. But I do feel like this is, for some of you guys, this is debt. That's what I believe. I just feel like it's debt. And so we kind of see what's been happening here when it comes down to your finances here, that it hasn't been the best. But again, like I said before, your future looks bright. That is a fact. So you guys are going to say bye-bye to all those problems. Farewell to all those people who have gotten in your way, who've had these power struggles, who've been trying to fight you, those people who have been trying to make it hard, your life harder for you. That's what you're going to be like. Okay, bye-bye. Adios. This is the Six of Swords. That's also saying that there's about to be a more peaceful time for you. Ah, sigh of relief. Peace. Peace? What is peace? Sagittarius, you're like, what the hell is that? Did you not see that here with Aries, which is really the warmonger, right? And you see that I just talked about war? Yes. What is peace? But the universe is basically saying that that's where you're going to have. And again, it started off with the farewell card. Of course you're going to have peace. Farewell. Goodbye. Let's see what's happening here for Sagittarius. The person that owed me money, I cut off. Hello. Ah, look at that. Look at that. The King of Swords coming out here. Isn't that amazing? You don't see it. I'm talking about in the past, baby. You guys were at the mercy of somebody. We don't want to talk about that. Oh, God. You know, Sagittarius, y'all don't like when I be putting y'all business on Front Street. Y'all don't like that. You be like, shut up. Don't say it. Don't say it out loud. Okay, I'm just saying, in the past, looks like somebody had your ass down. They had you on your knees. And I'm talking about in submission in some way. That goes back to what we talked about with the power struggle, right? That goes back to that, where someone was like, you felt like, okay, well, you just at one point just knew that you had control over something, and then the next thing you know, you did not. Did somebody have you begging? Were you begging in a way? I wish I would be begging for somebody. But remember, energy begs. Staying in a situation where this is the King of Swords, y'all. Let's be for real. The King of Swords don't really offer anything emotionally. I don't care if it was a family member. Even if it was a family member who was not emotionally warm towards you, that's almost like you're begging for your attention from your mother. Like, I understand that you want that attention from your mom, but it's like, let's be so fucking for real. If they weren't going to give it to you, get up. This is why we actually have that saying, get up, get up. She's not going to give it to you. Okay? She was literally a means to get you on this planet in order for you to live your life. And I know it's easier said than done. I mean, technically, it's not that I have a bad relationship with my mom, but I just feel like I was just kind of born with I don't give a fuck kind of energy with people in general. You need some people, but you don't need everybody, right? Like, even the people that you think that you're supposed to have, remember, that's a construct. Are you supposed to be close to your sister? I would think that you're supposed to be close to your siblings. But if you're not, it's like, fuck them. One of the baddest Sagittarius that I know is my sister, who is a Sagittarius. And baby, she has that personality down to the T. She just don't give a damn. Me and her, like, we fall out. I will cry. She's probably the only people that will make me cry. Okay, because me and her are like two peas in pods. Even since we were little, we have pictures. All of our pictures are all with her. Okay. But that is her demeanor. She does not give a damn about people in general. If they don't give a damn about her, she don't give a damn about them. And that requires thick skin. So, sometimes I actually use those examples because some of you guys have fallen to, maybe being too vulnerable to people, or just in general expecting too much from people who were not going to give you what you were desiring. Now, I feel like it's not necessarily with family. Some of you guys, it's family. You're like, yeah, I told them fuck them, and I just don't talk to them anymore, right? But this right here, no, I don't think that that's what this was. I think that this had something to do with affection, emotion, romantic energy. with someone that you really wanted really, really badly here. And this person was looking at you like, babe, I know that you love me. I know, I know. You know what I mean? Like every time I look at this card, I just feel so bad because you can tell that one person is just really, really desiring something, and it's up to the king's decision if he's going to take the person's request. But of all kings, it's the King of Swords. They come with this level of apathy. They don't desire what you desire. They don't want what you want. And remember before I said that it wasn't just about that farewell, it was the decision to actually say no to someone. At the bottom of the deck, you guys do have the Hermit. 2 cards that's showing up so far, as far as major arcana, is Aries and Virgo. Now, the 6th house is Virgo. I talked about this before with your working career. A lot of y'all are having some issues at your job. You're having some issues, and maybe, it's been that way for a while, or it's just starting. Because again, someone at your work, someone at your job, possibly a Virgo, maybe an Aries, who are giving you a hard time. And here it could be the manager, someone who is the head of you. Okay, someone that you can't necessarily fight back with. Like, that your manager, you don't want to be on that schedule, right? But the manager is like, nah, that's okay. You can do it. Oh my God, I hate managers like that. I had a manager like that. I'm like, no, I'm not really necessarily wanting to come in at that time. I've been coming at that time for the last 6 months. Can we kind of change my schedule? Because that's what we're supposed to do. We're supposed to change our schedule, right? But because they know that you hate it, they're going to keep you on that schedule. Some of you guys are dealing with that kind of energy. Okay? Some of you guys have been having like stubborn health issues that I do see that will be like dissipating, that I do see that you guys are going to be able to recover from. I'm not even saying that it's going to be those horrible health issues. I'm not saying that. I feel like some of you guys have been having teeth pain, migraines, headaches, that type of stuff. You may have had some imaging done, and it does look like it came back benign. I don't see anything that looks horrible in this reading, but I definitely see that you guys have been going to the doctor. You have been doing more checkups about your body and yourself, but I do see a lot of recovery here, and I do see some healthy energy. Who's this Aries? Who's this Virgo? Let's see what's coming out here. Look at you. There it is again. You're always at odds with somebody. You're like, I'm really not, yes. I'm really not. They're at odds with me. I can care less. You're like, look what I did to them. Look what I did to them. You guys are so damn funny. Like, I told them to stop. I told them to stop. They didn't stop. So I had to just go ahead and take care of business. This is what the 9 of Swords is basically saying here. I told them to leave me alone. Okay? Now look at them. I really do believe that this is what, a lot of times people really do believe that they can come up against you and they don't know what to expect. And then they F around and find out truly. In whatever way. I mean, truly, the 9 of Swords could be mentally strong. This could be verbally strong. Y'all got that down to the T. Okay. There's no one that is able to really defeat you. Now, you do have people who try to give you a source of angst. The 9 of Swords is anxiety. That goes back to who did I say? Who is this King of Swords? Who are they? I can't give a million examples of who this person could be. Do I feel like it worked at one point? Yes, I do. And that's the reason why I said that you guys, had to make a decision to actually, walk away. Or the problem that maybe you had no control over will be gone, right? We talked about that. But do I feel like it had a hold on you? Yes, I do. Because I feel like at one point you were the person on the ground. Your money is going to be so fire. your money is going to be so fire. Like if you pay attention to this card, you notice that the person is about to put the crown on that guy's head. Remember, this is dominant energy. The feminine already has her crown. The dominant energy is about to get his crown. So that means that you are again about to gain control of something in your life. Whatever that thing was that you did not have control over, you will gain control over that. Some of you guys are definitely not able to rest. There's something you cannot stop thinking about. You can't stop thinking about this person, why they didn't love you, why they weren't affectionate. Some of you guys were embarrassed or have been embarrassed because it didn't work out. You told your friends. Maybe you guys got engaged. An engagement did not, it fell through. It's that type of stuff. I do see some stuff here that just doesn't look pretty. It doesn't look great. I see a lot of fighting and drama. I do. Let's see. This is for Sagittarius. Who is this Virgo? They keep coming out. Now you have another major arcana that's coming out here. Is a Scorpio. Is a Scorpio. Now it ended the way that it began, right? It ended exactly the way that it began. Because remember, that beginning card was nowhere near anything about farewell. I just looked at the card and it looks like he was moving in one direction and nobody can stop him. And I just automatically heard the word farewell. And then it ended off with that death card saying, oh yeah, no, there will be an ending. There will be an ending. And I feel like it is going to give you the opportunity to, like I said before, now be free. Okay, so now you can be free to move about, to roam around, to do whatever it is that you want to do. That's what I'm saying. There is going to be possibly a Virgo, a Scorpio, an Aries that is going to change your life. Hopefully it is for the better. I do believe it's going to be for the better. Or maybe there's going to be someone who's going to be out of your life who could be an Aries or a Taurus. Okay? Maybe you're going to be like, you know what? I love you. I wanted you to stay, but I got to go. Okay? Because the universe is trying to get you to rise above whatever this is that you've been trapped in, really. I like the bottom card, but this card right here is letting me know that for some of you, there's going to be an urgent matter in the future. Urgent does not have to be death, y'all. Okay? But there is going to be an urgent matter happening in the future. Something that you have to attend to, something that you have to respond to, a call that you have to answer, something like that. You're going to have to do it. It is urgent for you too. Remember, it's sitting on top of that Two of Swords too. So it's like you are going to have to make this decision. This is not going to be something that you could just brush up on the rug or anything like that. No, you're going to have to make a decision about something. But to get outside of that, there is going to be something that is going to be urgent in some way, some shape or form. You guys already know I'm not morbid, so I don't like to be, there's going to be an urgent message. Going to come in here and tell you that somebody did that. No, I'm not going to do all of that, okay? Hell no. Like, do we know that it happens? Yes, but who wants to wake up and hear that? You guys also had the shared values that came out. That's, that one of the cards that came out. Now, this is really good because remember we talked about, and look at what is hitting, by the way. This person is going to transform your life. This person is also going to bring transformational energy here, sitting on top of the Emperor. Like I said before, the Emperor talked about the whole sunrise instead of the sunset. So this is how you know it's going to be the change for the better for you with someone that you meet. I don't think that you've met them already. No. Or maybe you have, but not in this way. Maybe you've only been cordial. Maybe it's like, I've only known you, but I haven't really known you like that, right? So I really do believe that there is, I'm only saying believe because I don't necessarily know if you know them or not, but I know that there's going to be someone that you're going to meet that you click very well with. It's the opposite of what you've been dealing with, what shared values coming out, because before you didn't share the same values with the person who had you on your knees, who had you in submission, which is the reason why in the beginning of the reading, when I saw the Emperor, I said, well, in the future you have control, but in the past you did not. So now you see each other as equals. This person sees you as an equal, okay? That pause that you're going to have where nothing is happening, the universe is like, I need you to figure out what's wrong with you. I need you to figure out why you've been doing what you've been doing. And a lot of you are at that place because the person already done left you. They stopped talking to you anyway. And you're like, oh my God, why is this happening to me? The universe is like, hey, babe, I'm trying to wake you up. You can't continue the way that you're going down this road that you're going down. You can't keep doing that, right? Because you keep taking them back because they've done this before, and you keep accepting it, and you keep on allowing it, and you keep on thinking that it's cute, and you keep thinking that it's going to change. And I'm telling you, it's not going to change. So what I'm going to do is let it hurt just enough for you to figure out what's happening within you. Because there's all these buried feelings and emotions and even talents within yourself that you're not even able to really bring up because you're so busy focusing on somebody else who's like, I love you. Not love you, but I love you, right? I can't stand when people say that. Not like people say that here, but I'm just saying, someone who knows you and supposed to care about you, it's always about the verbiage for me. It's about the tone, it's about the verbiage, it's how someone says something. And if I ever came across someone in a romantic way and they said, I love you, I'd be like, yeah, that's the last time I'm talking to you. Okay? But this is the energy that this person kind of came with. I think we talked about apathy before. Like, they were there, but they didn't have enough love for you the way you had enough love for them. You did. Okay? We love a good story time, right? This is what you're going to be able to tell your children. You'll be like, hey, you know what? Your mother or your dad was down bad, right? At one point, I was down bad. And start realizing something, that all the change that I needed was in me. Here it talks about that whole spiritual growth, and then it talks about how for you start realizing what is elevation for me. And the only thing it was just you not allowing people in your space. You making that decision. You deciding that. And it changes everything. This is the reason why we talk about farewell. And then this is the reason why the death card came out at the end. It changes everything. That one decision. And all of a sudden you become a completely different person. You surprise yourself. But you're used to being triggered. You're used to it. You feel comfortable here. You feel comfortable with people breaking promises to you and breaking your heart. Because again, like I said before, some of you guys were used to that, when you were children, you're young, maybe you just thought that that's a way of life, and you knew it wasn't a way of life, but it was just a place that you were just comfortable with. But either way, it's saying some of you guys in general, it isn't even about people being around triggering you. It's saying that that's the part that you need to dig deeper and figure out and heal those past hurts. Because we're not trying to get you to move in the future with that slop. Because the person that is meant for you is an emperor, king, and empress. And they don't deserve that. Because if this person can come in and change your life, then you can change theirs for the better or for the worse if you are not aware of what your tendencies are. So with this one, it's like, yeah, you got some unresolved wounds here. You're going to have to fix that. So remember, we talked about that whole pausing. Okay, universe is going to pause for you. Universe is going to put you in a little timeout. I'm going to put you in a timeout. And I want you to face this before it comes. Because we already know that you're going to get a partner. I've looked at 10 different astrology videos. I'm talking about really good astrologers, by the way. I don't look at any old body. You guys already know that. And based off of even what I've seen, you guys are going to get a person. But don't think that you're going to be getting person with all this slime. Okay? Because it just doesn't work that way. Ah, look at this. It's just such a beautiful energy. You are unbreakable. We already know that that's the truth. Because remember, we said with that, that Emperor energy that you guys have just been having this fight. Just been fighting for your life. That's all I've been doing. Is just been fighting for my life. But you've been winning. And the reward is Taurus energy. The reward is going to be the money. The reward is going to be comfortability. The reward is going to be love and passion and all that other stuff, that good stuff that Taurus brings, comfortability and pleasure. That's the reward. Now the universe knows, you know, even for yourself, that you got like this, like it says, this inner toughness. But you're like, well, really, I just want to be a wallflower. Baby, in this world, you cannot be a wallflower. You should have been tough when you were supposed to be tough, but you were vulnerable when you needed to be tough. When you needed to be tough, you put yourself in a vulnerable position just because of your feelings and you love people. You know, we all do that, right? But people who actually want to be around you and be good to you, you put up that wall. That's when you became tough. People were like, damn, what's wrong with Sagittarius? They like, I'm got some good intentions for them. Okay. Either way, it's amongst all those storms, right? You guys are unbreakable. I don't know why I feel like you guys are going to be doing something where you're going to be influencing people or your life story or your job or something like that, where you're able to influence people outside of your home, outside of your family. Okay. I don't know what that means. I don't, but I think that you guys always get that card. No matter what I do, you guys always end up getting this whole influencer thing. The last card, though, is you against yourself. You against yourself. I don't think that a lot of you guys like you. I don't care if you got a lot of people telling you that you're good looking. You know, people can tell you that you're good looking all day, but if you don't believe that, it means absolutely nothing. You know how when you were young, and this is true, I know y'all, a lot of y'all know this. You know when you were like young, when you were like in your 20s, when your body was on point and all of that, and you're used to yourself. You're just like, oh, I look cute. Oh, I'm cute. And you had your days where you'd be like, oh, I look good. Oh, I look good. You know, you had your days sometimes now, right? But when you were young, you really was just like, oh, I look good. I look cute. But most days you were just like, normal. It's me. It's me, right? And then when you get older, what do? You look back at those pictures, you be like, damn, I really was fine. Man, I was really good looking. Damn, I didn't even realize I had it like that, right? That's exactly it. That's what I mean. When you get 60 and you see yourself at 30 or 40 or even 50, I would say even when you get in your 70s, right? You're going to be like, damn, I was still fine at 30. I was still fine at 40. I had it going on, but you didn't realize it. So here, with this whole me versus me, it's like you guys are going to have to start seeing yourself for who you really are and actually step into that, because some of you guys really don't know that you have all of this potential. You don't really realize that like every day you can become way better than who you are, and then you feel good about it. So now you are aware of your badassness. You don't want to wait until you're 70 and you're like, damn, like I knew I was fine in my 20s, but I was still fine in my 50s. Like, come on, like how did I miss that? And it's just because you guys in general just have been ignoring things about you, which is the reason why that card came out earlier, talked about the hidden things within yourself. Why are you doing what you're doing? Why are you feeling this way? You got to stop avoiding that. Okay. Sagittarius, I love you. If you guys are interested in a personal reading, all the information is going to be down below in the description box. Thank you for being here with me so early in the morning because I got to go somewhere. I got to drive and I got to come back and I got to do my cooking and all that stuff. But if you guys are interested in a personal reading, all that information is down below in the description box. I will see you guys a little bit later. All right. Love you guys. Have a good Sunday. Bye.